I think now, more so than ever, we are a paycheck to paycheck nation. So many people are just getting by and surviving with the next paycheck that comes. In today's video, I want to take a little bit of a different avenue, and I want to check out Bankrate's annual emergency savings report, where they go over some of the numbers and some of the stressors that Americans are going through. So as you can see here on the website, it says paycheck to paycheck nation. 59% of Americans wouldn't cover 1,000 expense with savings. The results are in, and they are not surprising. Bankrate's latest annual emergency savings report finds Americans are feeling more financial strain than they have in years. We are essentially a paycheck to paycheck nation, wrote Mark Hamrick, Bankrate's senior economy analyst. In the report, he stated, fewer Americans have the equivalent of a financial safety net to cover inevitable unexpected expenses, despite low unemployment and steady growth. Years of high inflation, low wage growth, and challenging job markets have taken their toll, with 73% of the surveys, more than 1,000 respondents, saying that they are saving less than in past years. While 89% of respondents indicated that they would need an emergency fund equal to 3 months worth of their expenses to feel financially secure, 27% reported having no emergency savings at all. And I've been talking to you guys about the importance of learning about how to save and making that a habit, because it is getting crazy out here. I'm trying to help you guys. I'm trying to help myself. 20% not having any emergency savings, that's just so scary for me to even think about. Moving on, Bankrate's survey sheds more light on the decaying personal finances of the U.S. consumer. That's part of our issue right there. All we know how to do is consume. The latest New York Fed data show that total U.S. consumer debt hit nearly $8 trillion in the third quarter of 2024, a record high. Meanwhile, all 50 states saw their average credit scores decline in 2024, guys. Come on, guys. Come on. I'll read a little bit more, and then I'm going to go into some of my personal and raw thoughts on this situation. Nearly 1/3 of Americans are unprepared for financial emergencies. While shocking, Bankrate's finding that 27% of adults that say they have no emergency savings parallels other recent reports. According to a 2024 survey from Empower, nearly 37% of Americans aren't prepared to handle a $400 emergency expense. More now than ever, building an emergency fund is crucial to prevent unexpected expenses from devastating your budget or your credit score. Inflation rates are cooling and unemployment rates are leveling off, but overall living expenses are higher than they were before the COVID-19 pandemic. This will be the last part that I'll read, but there's a positive aspect to the current economic struggles. Interest rates on saving products remain high as the Federal Reserve has paused rate cuts. At first blush, this may seem like bad news, but those looking to build their savings can earn more interest right now than they will when rates fall. So that means taking advantage of these high yield savings or these CDs, because they're pretty high right now. And I'll make a whole separate video talking about some high yield savings account, because I love high yield savings accounts. So let's go ahead and jump back to me for a second as I give you guys some of my personal thoughts on some of this information. First of all, 27% having no emergency savings at all. Guys, that should light a fire under you to get serious about the habits and the work ethic of saving some money. Put some money aside. Don't try to be all fancy. Ignore all these other people out here telling you saving is bad and this and that. No, you have to start at square one. You need capital. You need a bargaining chip. Put some money away. However you have to do it, save a little bit of that money that you're making, put it to the side, forget that it exists, or even set up maybe a direct deposit, allocating a certain amount of money so that it's going to an account that you don't even see. You're going to make that account and then you're going to act like it doesn't even exist. Now, before I have to say anything, I'm obviously not a financial advisor. I'm not a financial guru. I'm a regular guy who's just sharing some of his concern for you on an economic and personal financial level, as well as a motivation level as well. And I feel like there's no common everyday man approach to this topic of financial literacy. And as you can see, the entire country is confused about the essence of what finances are. We're confused about the basics of this. We don't know finance 101. Blame it on whatever you want to blame it on. We didn't get it taught in school. We didn't get it taught here, our moms, our dads. But guess what? You're an adult now, presumably, if you're watching this video, and you have the keys to start changing things right now. You have the power to take advantage of your situation and make it better for yourself. Learn how to budget, learn more about money, go read some financial literacy books just like I'm doing. I mean, I'm not kidding with you guys. Some of these stats should scare you guys. I mean, this is US adults that we're talking about. I mean, even when we're thinking about all the inflation and the low wages and things like that, I mean, 73% of more than 1,000 respondents saying that they are saving less than in past years. So that means the art of saving, the importance of saving is getting less and less and less. And I'm not coming at you like I'm better than you. It is hard out here. That's why you have to be weary of certain temptations or certain opinions of others, because at the end of the day, you and your bank account are the ones who are going to have that talk on the pillow, okay? You're going to have to deal with the finances that are sitting in front of your face when you look in the mirror, all right? So we have got to get out of the validation of others. I'm big on that on my channel, because while I don't think that this entire situation is caused by that, that's definitely the piece of a pie, because money and money habits to me are behavioral. They're behavioral issues. It starts on a behavioral level. So even when it comes to saving, it's time for you to make saving a priority. Again, I ignore all the gurus out there tell, oh, saving's bad, you're going to lose more interest, and then I don't care. Put some money away, even if the dollar's getting weaker. Put some money away, because you have to start learning some habits on a basic level. I mean, don't even get fancy with this. Start absolutely elementary. And that's where some people are just lost, because they don't want to start elementary. They think they know about money when we're all confused about money. And before I even jump into some of those consumer debt hitting 8 trillion in the third quarter, come on guys, a record high, 8 trillion. This is why I'm making my videos like this. People don't understand what's really going on right now. We're just living day to day and we just say, oh, the economy's bad. No, it's getting worse. But on a personal level, you can do something. I am encouraging you. Start with what you can. Stop throwing your hands up, acting like everything is over. It is not over. All 50 states saw their average credit scores decline in 2024. Now, let's go back to one of those other percentages that I had up there. There was another percentage that I saw. Nearly 37% of Americans aren't prepared to handle a $400 emergency expense. Guys, come on, it's $400. If you applied yourself correctly, change your behavior, change your habits, change your mindset, you can save $400. If you can't, then that means there's some fat in your budget that you need to sit down and actually give some time and look at. I mean, these stats, and you guys can go look up all this information yourself. I have it. I mean, I pulled it up myself. It's Bankrate Emergency Savings Report. And I really like that they went at this angle, because this is on a personal level of something that you can start to do to try to fix your situation. You don't have to just give up and throw your hands up, all right? I'll be making all kind of videos of some of the things that I like to do. I like to put away money from every one of my paychecks. I like to look at some of my play money sometime. I'll realize, hey, I really don't need that much of that. And then I'll put it away for a rainy day. Then you throw all of that in a high yield saving account somewhere. Forget it exists. Forget that you have it. Allocate some of your paycheck automatically to this account, and then that will be growing at least a little bit on its own. Yes, I know there's an inflation rate and all this stuff, but enough of the excuses and making it complicated. Just get started. I implore you to just get started, because the situation is getting worse and worse and worse the more that we are uneducated and the more that we just consume. And consumption is such a big thing to me right now, because we are designed to consume. We are programmed to consume. And then when we look up, we're $8 trillion in debt. Perfectly working the machine, aren't we? perfectly working the machine. Well, that's why I have my channel, because I'm trying to do everything that I can to push back against some of this propaganda, to push back against some of this misguided information. And honestly, I'm speaking more to you on a motivational and habitual level. Listen to me, look at me. I'm your friend. I'm trying to help you. You can change your situation. I'm not selling you nothing either. I'm telling you, go increase your financial literacy just like I'm doing. I'm reading all kinds of books right now because I feel personally involved to better my family's life. In 2025, some of my financial goals include learning more about money, learning more about the economy. That is a personal goal for me, and that's why I've been so on fire and motivated about this. Learn what you can. Start with where you are. Start with what you can. If it's $10, $5, $3, $20, stop making excuses for not being able to save. Again, there are various books and resources out there that can help you get started on learning how to at least put some money away and start saving. Books like this one right here, one of my favorite books of all time, teaches you the groundwork, the foundational skills that you need to start putting some money up for your future. And let me tell you guys about emergencies, or these sort of inevitable situations that will occur. They will happen. They are inevitable, as we just said. So you have to think further than today when it comes to the money, because you never know exactly what might creep up. The fact that 27% have no emergency savings at all is alarming. And it's a dangerous way to live. People are always talking about YOLO, or not, buying things that they really want to buy and luxurious things. Well, it's a lot more dangerous, and it's a lot worse when you need to actually spend something and you can't spend something. So then you're led to spending it using money that's not yours, aka you put yourself further into debt. So let these metrics, let these numbers, let this report be a wake-up call for you to start doing things differently right now. It can be the smallest thing you can think of, but you should make it an effort to start making it mandatory that you save your money. Start with $10, start with $15, start with $20, put $25 in there, put $2 in there if you have to. You gotta start the habit, because it's behavioral, it's habitual, and as you can see, we cannot stop consuming. We cannot stop spending, but it's leading us further and further into financial dysfunction because we are not taking the steps or the effort to invest into our knowledge and to learn a little bit more about this crazy and ever confusing economy that we're in. And one of my last parts of this video that I want to put in as a disclaimer is, this is not a mean to hammer down on anyone who've made mistakes. We've all make mistakes. We all are continuing to learn. But if there's one thing that this information should show you, is that making the same mistake is no justification to continue to go down the same path. There are things that you can do that you can change some of the repercussions of your mistakes and learn and grow from those things. So if you take anything away from this study, my video, this long presentation, it's that start now. Don't be the person who lives just paycheck to paycheck, because emergencies happen, and when they do, you want to have a cushion to fight back. I've read in one of these books that instead of an emergency being an emergency, it's just going to be a minor inconvenience, because you have done the preparation, you have done the work to be ready for one of these said emergencies if they were to ever occur. So guys, let this spark a bell, let this ring a bell in your head. Get serious, man. You might want to start saving. Put some of that money away. And if you have other things that are currently pulling your attention and pulling your energies and your resources, well, you might have to cut some of those out. You might have to cut down on the fat in your life, in your financial life, and you might have to get skinny and get serious about your financial fitness. Thank you guys for checking out this video and watching this channel. I truly appreciate you. I'll continue to read on my part. I continue to challenge you guys to read as well. Let's not add to this statistic. Let's not add to this number. Let's be different and do what we can. God bless you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.